What's up, my beautiful metalheads and everybody else watching? I hope you guys all have the best day possible, but that's not it for me for now. Because a while ago, I asked you guys to send in some questions that I was going to ask Sabaton, and I did. I got to have an interview with him thanks to Nuclear Blast Europe and October Promotions, so thank you guys so much. And let's get into the interview. A short disclaimer, this is my very first interview ever, so go easy on me. I'm not a professional, and that's about that.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I have questions from my followers,
cool.
mostly, but I talked about you guys before on my channel.
Okay.
It might be cool if you guys introduce yourselves.
Of course.
To them, basically.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, talk what you do.
Yes, I'm Joakim. I mostly sing, and sometimes I play other instruments. In that case, it's usually keyboards, and when I've been really nice, he lets me play the guitar.
My name is Dahl, and we are in an orchestra called Sabaton. I play the drums, and I sit on 2 tanks, which you can see when you come to our concerts, hopefully in the future. It's, I don't know if you figured that one out already, but it's a band that's pretty conceptual about military history, or conflicts, or individuals that had anything to do with military history in particular.
Okay, so I just got to listen to your new album, and the last song was really unexpected.
Yes.
yes, it was. So I just wanted to ask about the idea. I actually just wanted to ask general questions, but this one had me...
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So what was
in a good way or a bad way?
In a good way.
In a good way. I'm just curious.
I'm curious.
This is the first time I'm hearing the...
Alright, the feedback.
Yeah, actually,
okay.
So... Sorry for interrupting.
No, that's okay. Okay, so what was the idea behind the song, especially the last one?
It's a poem that we wrote a choral part for. So it's In Flanders Fields, and I think it's the most iconic poem of the First World War. And we wrote our own music to it, and while doing that, we were thinking obviously of a church choir, and all the people singing it are from a church choir. And when we were thought about instruments and everything else, the more we removed, the better it became. So at the end, we took away the church organ, we took away the guitars, and we ended up with just the vocals, and that was the best version.
That's cool. Okay, so the album is released July 19th.
Yes. Will
there be any prior teasers for the people on social media to watch?
Yes.
Okay, so they're definitely going to be staying tuned for that?
Yes, that
it has already begun.
It has already begun, yeah. We are teasing as much as possible because we like to, well, I wouldn't say tease in that way, but it's cool to see the reactions for us also. Not only for promotional purposes, but also to throw something out there, maybe something unexpected, because then you get so much attention. When you release the whole album, you don't know if, there's so much information, so you only get a small version feedback back. But when you have these teasers, there's so much focus on those couples of seconds. So it's really fun for us to see the feedback and the reactions, the conspiracy theories that comes out of those things, People have a tendency on social media to sometimes overanalyze things.
Yes.
The hopes for topics.
Yes, you might have noticed that.
Yes, I know.
And speaking about teasing, we have something called Sabaton History Channel, right? Which is already teasing a lot, if that's the word we're going to use right now. And that will be followed up from now on as well. So
really good to
if
know.
you want to already go into digging into the Sabaton history and Sabaton history, go check it out.
A lot of people on social media come up with ideas about songs and stuff you should do next. Is it possible for them? They always suggest me. For example, I have a lot of American followers and they want something about the Civil War. And they want a chance to voice that to you. Is there a chance?
Our homepage.
Yes.
Actually, we have it on the homepage where you can suggest things. We don't have time to answer all the suggestions, to be honest, but we save them all and look through them. Unless you suggest Star Wars, then it's going straight into the bin, actually. But if it's real military history, I would say for the last couple of years, somewhere, depending on the album, somewhere between 20, sometimes up to 50% are maybe an email or a book given to us. Because every nation has its own history. But what everybody reads in school in Sweden or in Bulgaria or in America is going to be so different.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes all the really good stories are maybe not the most famous of stories. Sometimes somebody hands you a book, you actually read it, and it's like, why didn't they already make a Hollywood movie out of this? Because nobody, maybe, then a few people know about it actually. So that's where a lot of really good topics for songs can come from.
You were talking about school. What was your grade in history class? You two.
Why have I listened to you?
You open your...
Well, I can tell you as much as this. I was
Okay.
too busy learning how to play drums.
Okay.
So the history had to come later.
That's a good
So I think I passed it, but that was,
Yeah, that's a very good
saved by the bell on that one.
I liked history, always did, but what I didn't like, and I still don't like, is this thing that I think the system is lazy. Not for the students, but the system itself. It's very easy for, let's say, the school system in any country to ask, between which years did this king reign? And I find that pretty, sorry for the language, fucking stupid and unimportant. If you know about which time we're talking about, what did this king do, what happened, what kind of effect did he have on the other countries, on his era, then we're talking into real history, what I really love. But takes much longer to correct the test, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, exactly. Then counting dates or years.
Because they are not really that important. If you know it was about 100, 150 years ago, and it was very important because of this and that. That's the history I love.
Okay.
And being in France, which date did they execute Louis, the king? It's like, don't know, and I don't care actually. But I really care about what led to it, and everything around it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were about to walk out when I mentioned school. Interesting. What did you guys listen to when you were younger? What influenced you to become all of this?
Yeah, I think we kind of come from the same type of school, classical heavy metal. That's what kind of impressed me the most. Anyway, growing up, that eventually led me to want to play drums in the first place. So, Judas Priest, Maiden, Metallica. From that type of, that's where I started anyway.
That's the core we all have together. That classical 80s hard rock, even if it's Alice Cooper or Twisted Sister or
Wasp.
Yeah, exactly. We all love that. Then some of us like that, but a little bit harder. Some of us like that, but a little bit softer, or that a little bit faster. But that's good because we are we are playing that era's style of music in a way. Because a lot of our inspiration comes from that, and it can be heard in our music.
You can hear it in the individual player as well.
Yeah.
Or singer, for that matter.
You can hear exactly if you're really into guitars, you can hear which guitar player is playing which solo, and who he grew up listening to, which I like a lot.
Yeah.
That's pretty
But
cool.
I don't think in general that you need to get stuck with that. Absolutely not. I think a good song is a good song. If it's on the radio and you actually like it.
Yeah. To be fair,
And
in general, I like heavy metal, but I can listen equally to ABBA or The Prodigy. They're all great.
Okay. So you guys came all together and created this. What's the coolest thing you got to do because you're in a band and you got to experience as a band?
That's a good question.
How long do you have?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe pick one. I think it's about hands probably, or I don't know.
Yeah, that's the most rewarding thing you can get, right? A few heavy metal dudes that play and somebody digs what you do, like that's the ultimate
Reward.
Yeah, it is in a way their happiness. A show isn't a band and some people, right? We do it together. Because if they don't show up, we can't fucking be there. So it's a mutual thing. But to be able to sit on a tank and play drums, that's also pretty rewarding. And it's a childhood coming true, I suppose. Not necessarily that I would expect it would be a tank,
Yeah.
I had some dreams of playing drums on another thing than a drum carpet, and here I am. So there's been a lot of cool, or being here, you know, like we've spent the last few days visiting significantly important historical sites, meeting people, learning stuff. So
yeah, exactly.
the
Meeting
list
people,
is
that's one
really
of the
long.
things. We met so many people thanks to us singing about military conflict that we otherwise wouldn't have.
No, they made good friends.
Yeah, and even, 80, 90-year-old guys turning up to heavy metal shows. Like, yeah, I know what you sing about. Those guys that died, they were from my village. I went overseas with them. It's like, what? And it's hard to answer one thing actually because there are so many.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking about tanks, do you own any?
Yeah, two.
What kind of tanks?
Our own tanks.
They're not real.
We have two tanks that we use on stage, right?
Yeah.
Drum risers.
Drum risers, yeah, sure. To make the show more than, more interactive, I suppose. And it fits the theme pretty well. But as of live tanks, maybe you bought one lately that I don't know of.
I bought one today.
Yeah?
Yeah. He tried to tell me to. I will get a discount, he said.
Okay.
No. We actually went to the local regiment here today, the 1st Chasseurs, the 1st Cavalry. And we got to see the tanks that are riding today and follow the regiment through the history. And these guys started in the 1600s, so France is still a kingdom, and this is before the revolution, And yeah, it actually ties into your previous question, about the rewarding things. Doing this is a lot of fun, and I love playing. But what I didn't know was all of the nice side effects would be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you didn't imagine those.
No.
Because you can't, right?
No.
Because I actually thought about that today, sitting in Verdun in a tank simulator with a colonel behind my back asking me why I'm not shooting.
Yeah.
It's kind of bizarre, and I could never have seen that coming, but cool experience for sure.
Sounds pretty good. So a lot of my followers always give me ultimatums. So they basically ask you guys who would win the Great War, Vikings or Spartans? Yes.
Oh, we have to say Vikings.
I mean, you're partial, right?
Yeah, we're partial. We're really partial.
Extremely partial.
Yeah.
Or in a real
but at least
conflict.
consider it partly. Like,
What do we
try
have?
to be fair.
I want to say the Vikings.
Yeah.
And we're also.
They were outnumbering the Spartans.
Yeah, the Spartans weren't that many, and we also have to consider the huge time difference gap. What will have happened in military technology from the years before Christ? I mean, we're talking Thermopylae. It's over 1,000 years in between the Vikings and the Spartans. Tough call. I think my best guess, and this is only hypothetical. My best guess is man-to-man combat, probably the Spartans, but in total the Vikings, if it's, everyone against everyone.
Okay.
It's a good movie. I'd see that movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
Vikings versus Spartans.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Okay, what is the future plans for Sabaton? What are they? Do you see yourself maybe
Releasing this album.
Yeah.
That's the imminent future.
but maybe after that? I mean, I got to listen to it already.
Yeah, well, playing the album, right?
Yeah, but
There's a lot of interesting-
what kind of reference you're talking about. Right now, we're into, letting people listen to it, doing interviews, then we go into festival summer, then we start touring, and then, obviously, after that, we're talking about maybe starting to think about another album. But if you're talking about a totally bigger scope, I don't know, and I don't think I want to know.
No.
As long as I get to do it and still love it, I'm cool.
That's a very good answer. All right, your tour, you already have the dates, or do you? Because now they got to know you a little bit better, people. And, They probably want to see you guys, or at least listen to the album. So when are you going to be
touring? We start, the first show is in Czech Republic in Pilsen in early May. And that's a festival summer, and it's going pretty much in quite a few places in Europe. We got 2 German festivals, I believe.
Yes.
Rock am Ring, Rock im
guy
Park.
behind the camera says yes.
Rock am Ring and Rock im Park. Already. Wacken, of course, 3. So yeah, we're also.
Yeah, sorry.
You know, after that, we will be announcing tours for more European shows coming, and also, of course, other parts of the world. So, however, for very, very many reasons, I can't really talk about albums.
If you want to come and have a good time with us, check the website. There will be,
as soon as
in
we
the
can
coming
tell
weeks,
you,
there will be plenty of options to come and join us and see the tanks.
And have fun.
And we can talk more about Spartans and Vikings.
Oh,
Yes.
you should. You probably should put that somehow.
Yeah, if you ever meet us, ask about, strike up a conversation about Spartans and Vikings, then we know where you're coming from. You know?
we will dig into this.
You
Yes.
probably meet them in America. So
Okay,
if you plan on going there,
There
which
is,
I hope for them.
there are quite a few plans to go there, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, nice. I think that concludes our interview. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
I really appreciate it. It was really nice meeting you.
You too.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.